Well, now we're working our way to the bottom, and he's going to explain what we're going to see on the bottom half.
That is an unfinished portion. It will be the Cincinnati Northern. There'll be a yard, there'll be some staging tracks, there'll be a couple of industries that will be switched. I still haven't really thought out completely how I'm going to lay the track, but hopefully I'll get that done by the fall. We'll see how that pans out. Yeah, that's the Cincinnati Northern. They're waiting there at the connection with the N&W. That's where the N&W crosses the Pennsy. And that would, the single track would be the Pennsy coming down over the Diamonds, and then the Corrothers Depot. That'd be Corrothers, Ohio. It's a largely finished scenic portion of the layout. And then the foreground track there next to the main would be the what they call the N&W connector track. In Corrothers Yard. Which there was an actual yard in Corrothers at one time.
Wow.
If you were to go down there, you could tell where it used to be. Coming down to the south end of Corrothers Yard, N&W Junction, where the N&W connecting track comes into the main line. That is McAllister Chemical Company. Corrothers Yard lead into a set of double crossovers, which is a point called Frank. Affectionately kind of named after my dad and a couple other good friends whose names are Frank.
Very cool.
And then you can use it as a passing siding, which the dispatcher often does.
Now, if I recall, this was all scenic last time.
I believe, yes, I did get that finished before you came down here in October.
Okay.
So that's all done. Except to the bridge there. Going to the bridge is the Cryamea River. See how many of your fine folks out there get that.
Cryamea River.
Mm-hmm. Cryamea River. Yeah, I'm not sure what I want to do here. I want to put another industry in that little area in the center. It's kind of like a vast wasteland right now. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it, but we'll figure it out eventually. It's a largely unscenic area from this point as it winds through Hickman, Ohio. Coming over to a point called Tucker on the layout. And then another bridge. see, this is again a largely unscenic area of the layout. I need to get some lights underneath there. But again, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. That's an idea for an industry.
Okay.
Again, I got another switch in there, and it's going to come over to here, and I want a relatively nice large industry. At a point where Hickman, Ohio is the crossover, is where it comes out of the siding and back onto the main line. Well, it would just be your typical scenic, eventually southern Ohio. To another point called Tucker, which the lower level is absolute permissive block. I don't know how many people out there understand APB, but that's how we run the lower level. So each Conrail had each designated station with a station sign and a yellow-red flag on it with a signal, and those are your limits.
Okay.
Of authorization from the Pissquick Creek.
Okay. A lot of interesting creek names.
Yeah.
I
didn't think of that one. That was from a friend. Coming into New Washington, Ohio. That's the AC and Y interchange switch. We have Stack Tower where the AC and Y crosses the Pennsy. A depot. A little hobo camp.
Let's check out the hobo camp. I know many of you guys like this, the modelers, with all the figurines and stuff that are out there now.
This is the Anderson's New Washington elevator, a large elevator. And there's actually a very large elevator in New Washington, but it was on the AC and Y side. I needed an industry. I needed something to do.
Yeah.
Keep somebody busy.
Right.
So here it is.
Very cool. Big place here.
Big place.
Big place.
Not finished, not painted yet. I gotta finish it. It's on the to-do list. Like a lot of other things, as my wife would say, it's on the to-do list.
There we go.
But yeah, that'll be worked on the session today. Come around the curve, we've come into Tyro, Ohio. And you see Weevil Creek with the little yard switcher there.
So did you dig that ditch out since we were last here? I can't remember.
No,
that's been there.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta look back myself on the video.
I haven't put the water in it. I haven't put stone in it. I got it painted, but
Yeah.
you know, it's on the to-do list. Big industry in the Tyro, Ohio is the Siebens Great Lakes Brewing.
Yeah, I remember last time he told us this story, and we'll probably refresh everybody's reminder in the heads of people who seen this video already. But those of us who haven't, I don't know if you want to give that little spiel on what's going on here.
Well, absolutely. Great Lakes is an actual brewery out of Cleveland, Ohio. I thought it was appropriate to be an Ohio layout for Great Lakes to be represented. They make some very fine quality beers. Well, my good friend Rich Sieben, who his dad was a master craftsman brewer, and who had a brewing company in Chicago one time, Siebens Beer. Siebens, as the joke goes on, took over and merged with Great Lakes, so now it's the Siebens Great Lakes Brewing. Rich has his own, as you can see on the box car there, his own label, and you'll see cars running around that say Siebens. You'll see grain cars that has Siebens on it, and those of us that know Rich, he's a very gracious individual, and he's known all around the Chicago area and even down in southern Illinois on other people's layouts as he's taken over their breweries. So
There you go.
that's how Siebens came to be.
Very nice. Questions are probably going to be asked again in the comment section. How about the bottles on top?
The upside down Miller High Lifes, that actually every single one of them came like that in a 12-pack that I purchased. Yeah, we come into a place called Chester, which is the beginning of the main line, absolute permissive block, and the beginning of yard limits going into Mansfield, Ohio. So you have the upper track, which is what they call the old eastward, and the lower track, which is what they call the old westward. And it's a largely unscenic area of the layout, again, going into Mansfield. That's the Mansfield engine house. I did get lights up, so now you can see Mansfield in the yard.
So last time we saw Mansfield in the dark.
In the dark.
Now we're seeing it in the light.
In the light.
Okay, here we
It's
go.
now daylight.
It's now daylight.
East end of Mansfield Yard. Got a little industry back there. No name industry. Place where they park the yard engines. Yard office. Receiving tracks. A couple of them anyways. You got the main lines. Switching lead. Alright, here we go, coming into the Mansfield Industrial Switching District, which is another job all by itself. It has its own little fiddle yard, as you can see. Coming into Mansfield itself, and you've got the cast and paper, you've got tile manufacturing, the double main lines, Ohio produce, coming down, and the biggest thing that representation of Mansfield that most people remember is the Westinghouse electric plant, which Westinghouse, they built electric motors for washing machines, for all kinds of things, furnaces, for refrigerators. And so that's the Westinghouse electric plant. And then that would be the representation of crossing of the Erie-Lackawanna.
Okay. That's going to be I take it, work in progress.
Yes.
There.
Yeah. Which then comes into lower level staging, which is the terminus points and represents all of the eastern points such as Conway Yard, Buffalo, Meadville, Pennsylvania, all those areas that are out there.
This is the lower continuing staging yard here. That's the lower end of it. And then we're gonna zoom up to the upper level, which we didn't get to except the other room. So this continues over on the other side. And you go in here and there it is. So